Hello and welcome to Setons. This is Forge Alliance Forever Supreme Commander, really the holiest place of all of Supreme Commander as well as all of RTS obviously. This game is going to have some of the better players. One player to watch, Root, recently has been ridiculous at eco. He's always been ridiculous at eco, but recently even more ridiculous. See how well he does. He's going to be taking on Nooved. I'm not really sure who this is, but most likely a Smurf. Looking at the two Naval players, a big advantage for the bottom side. Mr. White and DCCC, really extremely good. Looks like DCC going to the Hydra. He's going with the 4 Gen Hydra and an air factory. That means he's likely going to challenge Suspect, playing ZEF for this island. Looks like Jukebox just he's just gonna go for eco. He's not gonna challenge Mr. White for the island. And in the middle, Hakuto versus Mais, Cybern on Cybern. A single engineer for Hawk. And it's always it's kind of a dilemma. Where do you send your first engineer? To this big chunk of mass or to the side? You kind of want to hide it behind the ACU. Manti versus these hunters. That's a quick hunter there, getting out of the way. I actually like Manti better than hunters in the middle. This is a great engineer there from Hawk. There's also a good engineer from Mais, not doing anything anymore. And it appears Suspect is on the island first. And now DCC choosing not to go for the island. He just likes that build. And yeah, Mr. White and Suspect are going to take over the island. In the middle, Hawk still sucking mass. And this is DCCC getting into the middle with the NG. I'm not really sure how much he got. Probably got something. There's still a couple. Yeah, he's getting something now. But after 5 minutes, Hakuto with 6,000, while Mais 5,700. Basically dead even in terms of how much they got. A couple more reclaims for Hawk, and Hawk actually is working on his 4th Tech to Mass Extractor bomber here from who's this? Jukebox. And Jukebox knows Micro here. 4 kills on that bomber. Could be very bad against Mais. Mais actually having quite a few problems, losing a few engineers. He's still in the middle of the upgrade. Now he's finally finished 4 Tech 2 Mass Extractors. Jukebox appears to be going very heavy Navy here. Seraphim. Basically a naval rush. Looking at his eco, he's already at low mass. He's got only 3 Tech 2 Mass Extractors. A lot of build capacity on his Tech 1 Navy. It looks like he's going Tech 2 here as well. It appears that something got really deep here from Mais, close to Root. And you can see Root here with the superior eco to everybody. Root at this point already over 100, coming up minute 8. He's got his Tech 2 engineer. He's going to go Tech 2 power. He is doing a big power storage build. I think that's a recent thing for him. And he's going with 4 Tech 2 power generators. That's quite heavy on Tech 2 power. Meanwhile, Naval, Nooved, also going with Tech 2 power. A little more Tech 1 power. And here comes a drop from Mr. White. Mr. White recently, well, really this whole time on Forge Alliance Forever, extremely aggressive with drops. It's been really nice to watch. This drop might be in a little bit of trouble though. And this Seraphim Jukebox is going to lose a few engineers here. Frigate. Yeah, a couple engineers do die there. A whole bunch of engineers died. The destroyer is nearly out for Jukebox. Absolutely no Navy yet for Mr. White. He could be in a bit of trouble, especially if he gets air support from somebody like Root. In the middle we got Tech 2 Raider from Mais. It's a very expensive unit. whole bunch of TMD from Hawk as well as Tech 2 point defense. Both players very defensive, especially Hawk. Mize doesn't really have too many offensive units. He's got some MMLs, but those will be countered by the TMD. Looking at Suspect, he's just got a big Tech 1 naval spam, a whole bunch of subs and frigates. Tech 2 Navy from DCC. DCC Tech 2 engineer out of the factory, making Tech 2 power. And this right here is a massive drop from Mr. White. But a cruiser, it just barely avoids it. Successful drops all around. Beautiful stuff from Mr. White here. Tech 2 mass extractors, upgrading Tech 1s, and really going after the naval production. If Jukebox loses this factory, which it did, that was a half-built destroyer in there as well. Oh, that's tragic. Tragic. Meanwhile, Mr. White able to get into the water. This is an extremely quick destroyer. Within 2 minutes, he got a destroyer out and shut down the naval production. Still killing. That was a beautifully executed drop there from Mr. White, and the damage just continues. That was so devastating. No more naval production whatsoever from Jukebox. Jukebox, meanwhile, with a cruiser attacking this island. This could be nice. More Tech 2 drops ready from Mr. White, but Tech 2 mass extractors will be killed. And here's a destroyer from Mr. White. A successful drop. A cruiser versus Artie. This cruiser needs to be microed. And you can see it was 5 Tech 2 mass extractors plus a whole bunch of Navy that was destroyed by Mr. White. Jukebox absolutely devastated. Cruise missiles now from Mize. I'm not sure if that's a good idea given all that TMD, but it looks like Mize is trying to overwhelm the TMD with Cyber and MMLs. That could be actually a good idea, but Hawk making a whole bunch of TMD, and Cyber and TMD very good. In the other naval battle, Suspect versus DCC, neither player really making too many moves, just building up their Tech 2. A DCC with a superior eco, which could be surprising. You can see his power balance very good. And he's readying a bunch of drops as well, Tech 2 drops. This will be interesting. It looks like he just got resource allocation. Yes, he's got resource allocation. He's going to get back his mass. DCC, extremely good eco. And here comes a triple Tech 2 drop. More Tech 2 drops coming out for Mr. White. You can see Jukebox rebuilt his Tech 2 mass stretch with a Tech 2 ACU, but it looks like it's going to be dropped once again. And here comes Mr. White's Navy. Jukebox trying to rebuild. He's only got Tech 1. He needs a lot of help. And here, minute 16, of course, Root is well into his air spam. He's got to really help his ally here. Otherwise, this Navy is going to be lost. You can see the destroyers, 3 destroyers. Jukebox is in huge trouble. And it looks like these drops were done on the water, and they're going to come in and help the Navy. Was this a successful drop? Looks like it was, but it was very well defended. Good ASF from Root. So now with Root taking over air, perhaps drops are going to be a thing of the past. Here comes another drop, though, from Mr. White. And once again, Artie together with destroyers for Seraphim. So devastating. And now more destroyers coming out. Cruisers and destroyers for Mr. White. Suspect's Navy does look a little bigger than DCC's, but not really clear who would have an advantage. In the middle, Hawk not getting hit by a bunch of Tech 3. Tech 3 Artie for Mize, putting pressure on Hawk. This is a nice little battle in the middle, but Navy will make a big difference. Hawk at a big disadvantage. Tech 3 mask extractors for Hawk, but those do need some defense from those cruisers. Jukebox absolutely devastated. In order to make this game even, a Suspect is going to have to do something to DCC, but DCC with Tech 3 Navy and of course cured before minute 20. DCC making the battle cruiser, and you got to respect it. This probably means suspect has got to make a battlecruiser as well. Of course, the pilot has made the factory now. Tech 3 naval factory for all factions is now once again costs 5,000 mass. So it's not easy to go to Tech 3, but given all these distances on Setons, it's still viable. And once you get Tech 3, you can see how quickly you got it. It was only a few, maybe something like 30 seconds. And now you just got to get a battlecruiser, and you're in good shape. Meanwhile, Hawk getting absolutely devastated by these cruisers, as well as all their artillery, and Mai's moving in with a bunch of loyalists. Hawk trying to rebuild with some shields, and a battlecruiser moving in. Hawk is in real danger of actually dying if this battlecruiser focuses on his ACU. We might see an air battle here between Root and Nuved. Jukebox making TMD. And you can see these Tech 3 mask tractors getting hit. Very sad. Also an Omni here will be a great target. Here come battlecruisers. So UEF battles have battlecruiser battles. Who can make more battlecruisers? And that's yeah, another battlecruiser from GCC. One thing we got to say, Rock though, in a longer battle, eventually Rock will always beat Beach. Although early on here, GCC with a better eco. And now ASF from both players, just out of curiosity here. Root sitting on 70 ASF here, minute 22. Nuved on 88, so more. And both players extremely good eco. So both back players very good. Mai's running into the water. A spider from Hawk. I completely missed the spider. I'm not sure where he made it. He definitely had the eco for it. Spider now running over Mai's base. Mai's runs into the water. I was stalking and while Hawk was playing here. This spider in quite a bit of danger from this battlecruiser. It's going to try to get outside the range. Here's the spider though for Mai's. You can see all the different colors. Got that spider up real quick, and the spider from Mai's does the right thing, goes into the water. We see some Strat bombers from Root. We got to remember Root has less ASF. Did I just miss the air battle? Because suddenly there are a lot less, only 36 ASF from Nuve and 96 for Root. So it looks like Root just dominated this air battle, which maybe you didn't miss and I did. In terms of this naval battle, I see 2 battlecruisers each. Mai's now with a spider of his own. Hawk making yet another spider and a whole bunch of TMD. More drops coming in now from DCC. And a drop now coming in from Jukebox. Jukebox still alive. Looks like with all the help from Root, Jukebox able to, and now he's going to get back into the water. Although Mr. White has been absolutely devastating with his cruisers. And now Jukebox flying back. He decided against that drop. And a drop also ready for Mr. White. So both players here with 3 Tech 2 transports. And a successful drop. A whole bunch of floating arty. And these are going to devastate this island. More battle cruisers. This is now 4 versus 3. But a few more cruisers. Cruisers very, very good in these battles where shields are so important. From long range they always knock down shields, but both players do have some cruisers. Once again, Mr. White moves in with his navy. Nuved with the GC. Not sure if that was necessary at that point. Been better to get more air. Yet another GC. He's got an anti-nuke. Do we see any nukes? There's an anti-nuke for Root. GC for Root as well. Looks like back players switching to experimentals after the initial air battles. And looks like 5 battle cruisers now for a suspect. DCC respecting this, retreating. Mai's thinking about going into the water. Really just making engineers to steal some of this mass. He's got a spider. He's working on a megalith. Maybe another air battle. Root's still dominating. A successful drop now from Jukebox onto this island, taking out quite a few of these mass extractors. And now you can see this successful drop. 3 Tech-2 mass extractors taken out by DCC. It's a very high level game here. This is very nice. This is the latest in Setons tactics here in Forge Alliance Forever. Near minute 27 still a battle cruiser. DCC working on 3 factories. 2 factories making shields and 1 factory, actually battleships now. 1 battleships and plus some battle cruisers. Root, so much power and superior ASF production. I'm waiting for him to get Cybern to start switching from engineers to hives, because he is sitting on 948 units. He's got way too much build capacity. Suspect once again pushes in. And one thing that I might do is stop this game and make a part 2, because I sometimes have problems with the game making videos about longer than 40 minutes. So I think this will be a good time to do that. We see an experimental battle, GC plus a spider. 2 spiders, of course, with the GC, big advantage. And now experimentals from Mai winning the middle battle, moving into Hawk's base. Hawk does have a GC of his own. This one's from Root. And I will now pause this game and start part 2.